Audio Jungle.
Hello guys, welcome to another video. Same as I'm giving an update on the coronavirus. So Italy bodies are still dropping each and every day. My estimates are telling me in the last 3 days Italy has lost around 1.8 people. Like, I'm talking about people dying in their hundreds each and every day in Italy. And
welcome back. In Italy, a terrible milestone. The death toll from COVID-19 in that country now more than 3,400, surpassing the death toll in China, despite Italy's much smaller size. Our James Longman reports from London.
Tonight, chilling new video from Italy's front lines as a deadly milestone is reached. The country today recording more coronavirus deaths than China. Over 3,400 now dead, 427 more fatalities in just one day, and a 15% increase in infections over yesterday. The curve just won't flatten. This desperate plea from a doctor in hard-hit Bergamo.
We are in full emergency. Our health personnel, nurses and physicians are working round the clock, countless hours to fight this incredible situation.
Tonight, 300 volunteer doctors now being rushed in from other parts of the country to help. Even Bergamo's crematorium is overwhelmed. Bodies now have to be transported by the military to surrounding regions to be dealt with safely. This nurse saying the psychological tension has, quote, gone through the roof. We're not even counting the dead anymore, she says. Doctors also making the ultimate sacrifice. One physician, sick with the virus, reportedly didn't want to take an intensive care bed from another patient. It cost him his life. Americans in Italy warning of the dangers to loved ones back home.
You don't realize who you're going to come in contact with next. You could be a carrier and not even know it.
Darkness in Italy and Spain, suffering nearly 300 deaths in the past 24 hours. But glimmers of light from China, reporting no new domestic cases. A long road ahead for other nations facing corona's deadly wave.
And James joins us now. James, we've been so focused on Italy, but cases in Spain are now exploding as well.
Yeah, that's right, Lindsay. It is now the second hardest hit country in Europe after Italy. Today we heard 294 more deaths in the last 24 hours, bringing the total in Spain to 803. And shockingly today, one official was quoted as saying that he believes that Madrid could see an 80% infection rate of coronavirus in the city. That is the capital of Spain. That is quite extraordinary when you think about it. So a national lockdown is in place, like the one we've seen in Italy. Actually, the Spanish authorities are using drones to try to make sure that people stay out of public spaces. All public spaces have basically been closed down. All shops, libraries, university, everything is shut in order to stop this thing from spreading. Spain also faces a number of challenges like other European countries do, namely its population is on the older side, like here in the United Kingdom, like in Italy, an elderly population very much in danger. Also, austerity across Europe bit hard, particularly on the health system in Spain, so that is a challenge for them. And the way that the health system is structured in Italy, it's very much regionalized, so it's going to be very difficult for them to get a picture of just how much this virus is spreading and how to combat it. A lot of challenges ahead for Spain. Lindsay.
James, thank you for the snapshot over there, and we'll be coming back to you later in the show for some much-needed positive news. We'll see you then. And when we return, a popular Amazon program is being halted.
There are hundreds each and every day in Italy. And in Iran yesterday, they were saying that every 10 minutes a body is dropping. So this is really bad. I'm not talking about other countries that are people are dying, but it's still bad. But for these two countries, it's really bad. Thanks.
Flipping and really shocking news out of Iran. Health officials there say one Iranian is dying every 10 minutes from COVID-19, and at least 50 are infected every single hour. We also have a major development coming out of India. The government there suspending international commercial flights for a week. That's set to start on Sunday. And turning to Europe, Italy has seen its deadliest day. 475 people died from infections on Wednesday. In Germany, the number of cases spiked by more than 2,800 over the last 24 hours. Economists say fighting the outbreak is pushing the country into recession. Well, confirmed cases worldwide have now passed 200,000 people, while more than 9,000 have died. That information coming to us from the World Health Organization. Our reporters across the globe are ready to bring you the latest information we know. Our Barbie Nadeau is standing by in Rome, and our Fred Plackton is covering all the developments on Iran from Berlin. I want to start with you first, Fred, because this is pretty dire new data coming from Iran's health ministry, saying that essentially one Iranian is dying from the coronavirus every 10 minutes.
Yeah, Linda, you're absolutely right. And the coronavirus certainly has been really ravaging Iran over the past couple of weeks. And we've been seeing that really taking place as the numbers continue to rise. And as you mentioned, he said one Iranian dies every 10 minutes. About 50 are confirmed as infected every single hour. So you can see how that outbreak is continuing and is continuing to spike. One of the interesting things that we've been seeing over the past couple of days is the number of new infections. We've been looking at that from the data, have been well over 1,000 every single day. And of course, the death toll has been rising to a great extent as well over the past couple of days, well over 100 pretty much each and every day. In fact, the data that we got from today, this is from just a couple of hours ago, is 149 new infected is what the Iranians have announced today. And of course, that is a number that continues to rise. So a very difficult situation there for the Iranians. And it really is several things that are coming together there, Linda. On the one hand, of course, they are having a lot of trouble containing the disease. They're having a lot of trouble to stop it from spreading. But then also the medical sector in Iran has been in a lot of trouble for a very long period of time. And the Iranians are saying, this comes in the form of the foreign minister, this also comes in the form of the Iranian president Hassan Rouhani, is that international sanctions led by the United States, of course, have taken a big toll on Iran's health sector over the past couple of years. I've seen this firsthand when I was in Iran. In general, the health sector there is ailing to a great degree. And the thing about the Iranian health sector is that there are no sanctions directly on medical goods, but hospitals and other institutions have a lot of trouble getting the medical goods that they need. Not only talk about medication, but also, for instance, spare parts for a lot of the machines that the Iranians need. Like, for instance, ventilators, which of course now are something that are very difficult to come by and something that are very important in combating the coronavirus outbreak there in Iran. And the Iranians are saying the big problem is that a lot of international medical companies are not willing to do business with Iran because they're afraid that they're going to get punished by the United States. And then, of course, payments are also a big problem to Iran as well, as Iran is essentially, or is completely, cut off from the system of international electronic payments. So very, very difficult for them to get their hands on the equipment they need, to get their hands on the spare parts for the equipment that they need to utilize, and then also getting medication as well. So very difficult for Iran's medical sector, very difficult also for the society to try and keep the disease from spreading. And just one final word, Linda, one of the things, of course, that's coming up in the night into tomorrow is, of course, the Persian New Year, which is Iran's major celebration every year. And usually when people travel a lot, that is probably or most definitely not going to take place, as massive travel restrictions are in place in Iran to prevent people from moving around to try and somehow slow down the disease that's having such a devastating effect that we've been seeing there in those numbers, Linda.
Yeah, I can't imagine that will go ahead, Fred. And it seems those sanctions are still really crippling Iran's efforts to control and contain this pandemic. Thanks to you. I want to bring in Barbie Nadeau on Italy. And obviously we are seeing the...
really bad. I don't think we're still at that point as people saying that we don't really care about whatever that is happening. You want to party, you want to enjoy your situation. I don't think we're still in that situation, because too many people have passed away now for you to be saying those things. It has even to think about it, that imagine how many families have been broken, how many people have lost, how many children have been left as orphans, how many families have just been cut from existence in the past in this since coronavirus.
New Jersey, an unimaginable loss for the Fusco family. Today, the fourth member of a tight-knit family dying, all within days of each other. 3 others hospitalized. Nearly 20 family members now on quarantine. Daughter Bridget telling People magazine, "I am numb. I don't believe what is going on."
And Whit Johnson joins us now. Whit, such a tragedy for that family, and some of them are still in the hospital.
That's right, Lindsay. At least 3 of them still in the hospital. We know that 20 or more are now on self-quarantine as a result. That number could go up depending on how many people they've had contact with. But this is really an unthinkable example of just how contagious this virus can be, especially in large groups. The New York Times is also reporting that matriarch died while on a ventilator in the hospital, never knowing that her 2 oldest children had already passed.
Really
Lindsay?
unable to mourn properly together the deaths of their relatives and loved ones. Whit Johnson, thank you for that. And now to the scramble to accommodate patients as cases continue.
Took this outbreak to another level. No, not talking about this talk about what, but humans as we are, imagine how this is gonna leave us to. It hurts a lot to even think about it. It really hurts a lot. I was hearing they were saying the estimate of it for Iran is around 1.5 people died in the last 2 days. Can you believe it? 1.5. Globally, they're saying it's around 1.2, about to go to 1.3 people were dead, and around 300,000 people were affected globally in other countries. So we are now at a point where we are saying to every religious person, if you can call upon your God, please do. If you can call upon your God, please do, so that we try to find a way to help each other in this fight. Because this fight is a fight that we cannot win. Imagine, I had some people who were thinking that this was planned. There's a biological thing that people are using so that they kill other people. But in this point, I don't think even a person who's really okay upstairs, who enjoy the way the world is losing its people. I want to check about the percentage of the world that has been wiped out from corona. I think I'll do that later and show you maybe tomorrow. But this is bad. You know, in Italy, what they're now doing, they're saying it's not really even relevant for people to go cry for the loved ones who have passed away. They're just taking them with the army and just go throw them away and go burn them or try to do something. Imagine, you're no longer even getting...
Non piango mai purtroppo, è una cosa che non mi riesce, è un peccato. Piango dentro. A proper rest. Can we recover from this, guys? As humans, these are the type of situations we always see in the movies. Well, in the movies they try to recover and stuff. I feel like we're in the end game now, because this is so painful. This is so painful. It's hard to swallow. Hard to even think about it, because a lot of people have passed away. Can we recover from this? Can we recover from this? Because imagine one country has already recorded around 4,500 people who are gone. I'm not talking about insects or something. 4,500 people who are gone.
Italian hospitals are at their absolute limit, with hundreds more deaths reported daily and huge challenges in caring for those infected. This is the story of one small intensive care team in one hospital at the very heart of the country's coronavirus outbreak, in the town of Cremona, just south of Milan. And a warning, viewers may find our international editor Lindsay Hilsom's report distressing.
Think what it's like to be a doctor or nurse in the epicenter of the epicenter.
Tutti i sistemi di protezione individuali, dispositivi di protezione individuale, quindi il camice, i calzari, la cuffia, i guanti che sono da cambiare rispetto a quelli che ha addosso, la mascherina chirurgica, gli occhiali protettivi.
Carla Maestrini and her colleagues have lost track of the hours they're working in the intensive care unit of Cremona Hospital. Coronavirus patients are placed on their fronts while being ventilated, so gravity helps the oxygen get into their bloodstream. That's the normal protocol for a patient with acute pneumonia. But it's not working, and the staff don't know why.
Purtroppo qua da noi non abbiamo ancora visto nessuno risvegliarsi. Noi abbiamo bisogno di togliere il tubo a qualcuno e di vedere che qualcuno sta meglio, perché altrimenti non riusciamo ad andare avanti. Abbiamo bisogno di qualcosa che ci faccia capire che quello che stiamo facendo serve.
But 107 patients have died of coronavirus in this hospital group, out of 845 admitted.
Tanti decessi. E questo ci fa morire perché pensiamo di non riuscire a fare quello che siamo qua per fare, curare la gente e farla star meglio. E in realtà noi la vediamo morire, questo ci fa morire anche noi.
Cremona Hospital has been handling coronavirus patients from the beginning. That's more than 3 weeks now. They've put up a triage tent outside.
Ho capito che noi siamo impotenti davanti a questa situazione. È vero, noi siamo operatori abituati ad avere pazienti gravi, in fin di vita, ci crediamo molto, ma questo susseguirsi così repentino di pazienti in pericolo di vita non siamo abituati nemmeno noi. È dura per tutti.
They've turned the pulmonology department into a sub-intensive care unit with another 30 beds. These patients have a better chance.
Sente questo rumore?
Come?
Il rumore.
Sì, cos'è?
È l'ossigeno.
Another worry is that while the elderly are more vulnerable, young people are also getting the virus.
40 anni che faccio il medico e non ho mai visto una cosa del genere. Purtroppo c'è una mortalità significativa. Colpisce purtroppo, ahimè, solo le persone anziane. Abbiamo avuto anche un 23enne.
Thanks to the care he received, the 23-year-old survived, a boost for medical staff under acute strain.
A casa ci vado qualche ora di sera dove muoio sul divano e sprofondo in un sonno che non è sonno perché mi sveglio ogni ora con gli incubi. Mi aspettano mio marito e mia figlia che mi parlano e io non li ascolto. Loro mi chiedono se li sto ascoltando, ma io non li sento. Ed è terribile.
Today, the Italian government said the upward trend of the epidemic was slowing. Finally, a glimmer of hope for the hard-pressed medical staff of Cremona.
Straight gone. America, they were saying that it's even hard to talk about, you know. But what I'm praying is that let's come together, guys, in this situation. I don't think there's a person in this world right now who's still complaining about being quarantined or being under the quarantine or what. Because I don't think we have to think about those things. This is about survival now. This is about survival so that we at least survive this part where we are. We are just praying and hoping that this passes away, buddy. At the moment, it's okay. Stay inside the houses. Stay inside the houses. If it is the only thing that is going to save you, then stay inside your own homes. Stay inside your own homes. You shouldn't be forced by the government to stay in. You shouldn't be saying, what is the word that people are saying? Like we are limiting your rights. It's not about limiting our rights. This is something that is serious. People are dying. You might be you next, or it might be your relative, the one who's very important, your breadwinner at home, who's dying next. So think about it. Stay home. Protect yourself, wash your hands regularly. These are small things that you can do. You just have to do it as the world. We are not at a point where we have to come to an agreement with the people so that we save your life, so that I save my own life. If you have to live and stay with a mask like I have, do it. If you have to be in the house like right now I'm always in an empty room, do it. You need to be safe. Keep yourself safe. And if you are sick, do what the doctors are telling you to do. The medical personnel who are advising you, who are not sleeping day and night, fighting for your life, please listen to them. I saw another picture of people who were saying that I've decided to stay at work for you. That was a doctor. He said, I've decided to stay at work for you. So please stay at home for me. Can you just do that return this favor so that you survive. Please, a lot of people are dying. A lot of people are dying. And I'm really hurt with the social media where you find people are making this like a challenge, making it like a joke. There's nothing that is a joke out of a person's life. I wonder, like, some of you act like you've never lost a person in life, but these are things that are happening to us all. We need to unite. Let's work together and find a way of dealing with this situation, because we need to be safe, guys. It hurts to think about how many people have been lost. Well, I'll make another video anytime soon. Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I'll do it early in the morning, then I'll just post it to you, then we'll see what you do. But thank you very much for listening, guys. Subscribe for more, because I'm also gonna be giving you a daily update. Even though it hurts a lot, I'm just gonna keep on giving you a daily update, because that's all that we can do now. So stay safe, stay home. Oh, there was a joke that I heard, I don't know how true it is, that in Russia they've actually decided to release lions. So if you want your government or other people to push you to that point, then let it be done. As long as you are safe, we are okay. Thank you. Another video comes soon. Stay safe. Subscribe for more. Like this video, share it with people who can listen. Let us be safe. Let's fight for humanity, because we are fighting with the biggest enemy we have never faced. And sometimes people think it was made in the lab or what, but we just have to fight it, and we try to find a way to win, because we are now in this situation. It's no longer time for blame games or what. We're in the situation. Let's just deal with it and find a way to see what tomorrow holds for us. So thank you. Be safe.
为了你，我拼了命，哪怕面对枪林弹雨，隔着生死的一道门，我保证不离不弃。最难舍是这份情，在你面前我要淡定，
撑起多少个黑夜，绝不让生命交替。我们坚信，有爱就会赢。你有多痛，我就多痛心。
有难一起扛，共分担才更坚强。风雨中凝聚民族的力量。我们坚信，有爱就会赢。无法拥抱，却离你最近。真情守望，长江黄河水流长，我们凝聚起中华民